Shalom friends, Sergeant Major here. You look at the flotillas, you look at what are they thinking? What's going through their minds when you have all these boats come not to stand with the one democracy in the Middle East, the one Jewish state in the world, fighting for our self-defense. You know, and my friend Dean, spokesperson for the police.
I'm sure you guys can guess where I am because it's pretty much an empty room. That's right, I'm inside one of the vessels, one of the largest vessels to come in this Yom Kippur flotilla. And while we're processing this boat, there's one thing missing, guys. All this aid that they were supposed to bring into Gaza, which explains one thing to me, I'm sure it explains to you, that when we and multiple other countries offered them to take this aid and bring it to the Gazans, we could facilitate its safe arrival, they flat out rejected it. And now we know why, because it was never about bringing aid to Gazans, but it was all about the headlines and the social media following.
He's not finding much aid. And why is it they can't give the aid through, and so much aid goes in, again, to 2 million tons of aid have gone in recent time. And why can't they just give the aid through so it doesn't go to the Hamas? You can see they're just trying to support the Hamas. Why are they doing that? What is wrong with these people? And then you look during Yom Kippur, the holiest day in the biblical calendar, the lunar calendar, and you see attacks in the UK, in Manchester. The suspect is shot by police. It was in a synagogue. The guy lived near the synagogue. Bomb disposal was on the scene. Armed police officers stood to protect the synagogue. And it's called the Heaton Park Hebrew Congregation Synagogue in Crumpsall, North Manchester. What is going on the holiest day when everyone's fasting? Everyone's praying that 2 people have to be gunned down in northern England. And a third person who was shot by the police, he's the suspect. And Adrian and Melvin, 2 wonderful Jewish people just praying in a holy place of prayer and worship, were gunned down in cold blood. And it's very clear that this is an Islamic extremist man. You could see by the long beard and the way the way he's dressed. And so there's a bomb disposal unit called onto the scene. And so 3 other people have been seriously injured in the attack also. So it's just horrible. And you think, what is going through these people's minds? What is going on? I know that the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, he says, we'll do everything we can. But my question is, has he been doing everything he can to stop this extremism, to stop this brainwash that the Hamas is doing as people are gathering and just brainwashing the younger generation? Has he been doing everything he can? And I know at the same time, during this holiest holiday that just ended, right? So in the Shamir Medical Center, Asaf HaRofeh, it's called, you have an entire cyber attack trying to shut down our entire hospital. So there's no more disguise who's bad and who's good in this scenario. The Hamas and their supporters are evil. And you have the Houthis threatening right now to strike tonight Israel. You have Iran threatening to strike Israel and to level Tel Aviv. And I know that they have suspicions that we're going to do a final removal of all of the rest. I'll talk more about that. All the rest of the uranium that they're trying to still enhance. Us in the United States, again, have to continue the work and destroy that. It's 450 kilograms of enriched Iranian uranium. And so the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, our Prime Minister, he says, I'm not going to confirm whether Israel will attack that site with that uranium or not. We did before, along with the United States. Will we have to do it again? And you know what it is you have Tehran believes that Israel and the U.S. are preparing for a large-scale strike. And they say they're going to level Tel Aviv. They're going to level the entire city if we do so. They say they've only used 30% of their might. And they're going to use all their might to strike Tel Aviv and level it if America, and then they're coming after America. Obviously, they say death to America, death to Israel. That's their whole mantra. That's their whole thing. And they're heightening the security with their groups. You know, Hezbollah has been beaten down. They're trying with their Iraqi groups. I bet they wish that all of Egypt was under their clutches of Iran. It's not really. I bet they wish it was. But on the Gaza front, I know you're all asking the question, the mediators, what are they saying? So you have the Izz al-Din al-Haddad, the head of Hamas's military wing, says he rejects the new U.S. ceasefire proposal, and he says the whole thing is designed to finish Hamas, whether the group accepts it or not. So it's not official that they've rejected it. In fact, they're still trying to figure out what they want to do. Do they even have authority over the hostages? Do they even know where they even are? I don't know. I'm just skeptical with these people. You deal with terrorists and you got to be skeptical. And Egypt, at least Egypt is talking some sense. They say they see no role for the murderous Hamas in the future of Gaza. Israeli assessment suggests that Hamas will publicly agree, and we think that they're going to secretly or behind the scenes just do nothing in alignment with that plan, just lie, right? And so I'm just going to go back to what I started with, the global Samud flotilla. You have these people going against the law, against international law, against the law of the sea, into a war zone, into a blockaded zone, and our soldiers are saying, go or turn around. Drop the aid. Yes, you want the aid to get to them? We'll make sure it gets to them. But 47 boats carrying more than 500 activists, according to all the organizers, and they all have, some of them have ties to Hamas. And it's been proven that the guys who fund Hamas are funding this. The Hamas Samud flotilla is not allowed to come into Gaza. No, we're not allowing Hamas to rearm. We're not allowing an international incident. No, we're not doing the selfie ship deal. No, that's not happening. And so you realize that we have to be strong on all fronts. There's one of our helicopters. We have to be strong on all of our fronts, my friends, because right now we're going through it. And now let me just say a word to the soldiers, the brave soldiers who've been day and night on Yom Kippur, not seeing their families. More than 500 Israelis have suffered very serious wounds, catastrophic injuries, missing arms, missing legs. And I'll tell you what, you really got to be able to think, how in the future are we going to help them recover? How are we going to learn the lessons from other wars and learn how not to make the same mistakes? I know that there's amazing surgeries that are saving wounded Israelis, saving their lives, but really there's scars that are not seen on the outside. And guys, let me tell you what, this is the time to stand together. This is the time where the free world is teeter-tottering on the edge of an abyss, on the edge of a jihadist, anarchist intifada, which just means the death of the West. So it's time to see this through. And I'm telling you this to the flotilla members, okay? See, the storm of the Lord will burst out in wrath, a whirlwind swirling down on the heads of the wicked.